Okay guys, so this is the lesson 5, and in this one we will build the bolt nut cap on which we will project this logotype we built earlier. So to start, I will first, let me reorganize it a bit. So here is my grid, like that. So let me create a new folder. I will select everything and drag it there. Come on, come on. Okay, let's move this one as well. Okay, I called it the logo and hide it for now. Now I'll create the new folder, called it bolt, and the new layer as well. So the new layer, let's push it inside. Okay, like that. So how we build a bolt? There is a lot of generalized CAD software, like Fusion 360, where there is a lot of really specific tools, for example, for creating threads, right? So Alias doesn't have those. So you can't create threads automatically using all of these kind of options here, all of these tools. It's just not the right tool. It doesn't mean that you can do it manually. Well, you want if you really wanted to, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense because most of them have a very specific parameters, the standardization, and things like that. But Alias has a Dynamo built in. So if you don't know, Dynamo is, or better say was, a standalone software. It was a parametric modeling tool based on the specific programming language called Design Script written for that. I think the closest rival will be the Grasshopper, and if you don't know that too, then I will say that you can compare it to geometry nodes in Blender. Or better say, you can compare Blender's geometry nodes to the Dynamo or Grasshopper because they exist for such a long time. Now, as I mentioned, there is no this tool anymore as a standalone, but it already built in the Autodesk products like Alias and Revit, maybe something else. So we have an access to this tool, which means that we can go in, open it up through the Alias, and program our bolt, if you will. Well, it's definitely out of the scope of this tutorial, but the Dynamo itself in Alias comes not only, well, with the program you can start from the Alias, it comes with predetermined scripts. So these scripts were written by the developers, and they are here in the package. So to open them up, I will go to the Windows, Shelves, Dynamo Toolbox. Here it is. I guess you already see here, which we will pick. So as you can see, there is a lot of stuff, the general, patterning, subdivisions. There is different scripts for different stuff, some of them are really, really useful. Now, I won't be covering Dynamo as I mentioned before, as well as its scripts. I will focus only on creating bolts. So as you can see, there is the bolt. Now, what I will do now, I don't need the bolt actually. I need only the nut for the bolt, and even the nut will not be correct, but I need the general scale and proportions and define this bolt first, so it'll be easier for me to work with later. So what I'm going to do is I'll just click on this bolt and wait a little bit. And as you can see, it opened up the Dynamo player. So it looks very similar to the other, options for your tools, but it's special because you can see there is an option edit in Dynamo. If I click here, I will open the Dynamo and there will be a lot of nodes stuck together and I can just change it there. Or I will use these already predetermined parameters for me to really create the bolt. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's come and bring some proper values. So the head height will be 10.5. Let me push it in. The head width will be 25. Screw length will be 25 as well. Major diameter will be 13. Now the threads, just for fun, I just fill with this a little bit more. So let's type 11, pitch gap percent, let's leave it at 1, the thread angle 60, okay. Shank length, let's let's boost it up a little bit. Let's say 0.2. Shank diameter will be 18, and the end chamfer we will leave it as is. So now when we set everything, we will go to the bottom right here. There is accept button, so click and click again to build. We need to wait a little bit, and this bolt will appear. Here it is. So let me shade it. Now it will take some time. Obviously there is a lot of details, and I have a very tight tolerances for the tessellation, so it just takes some time to calculate everything. Okay, here it is. So this is the bolt. So it was built using the script. And by the way, there is a lot of them in the community, not only these ones, which works great. And by the way, every single release of Alias, these scripts changes. They bring new ones or change the existing ones. So pay attention to that. Now, as you can see closer, that's the bolt. Right, and it has threads. Now that's cool, but the bolt nut itself, I do not like it. I want to change it. So I will be building this bolt, and I don't want to work with it, but I need some parts of it. So I'll pick all of these ones and just create the new layer. I will duplicate them, Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, assign it, and then hide the bolt. Okay, that's why I built the bolt in the first place. Now, by the way, if you are wondering how you can build these hexagonal shapes yourself, well, it's actually very easy. You create the circle. Let me just close it. I don't need that anymore. So I'll go to the curves, the circle, open it up, change the segments to 6. It's already 6 for me. Just scale it down, or don't, and just connect the endpoints like this. I'm holding Control to snap to the endpoints. So hold and click, and here you go. Now, as the circles are under the rational flags, these ones will be spot on, really perfect. So the idea is the same, but once again, I would like to work with these dimensions as we already set up. Now, so I would like to rebuild this this cap. I would like it to be kind of curved on all directions. So how am I going to do that? Now first, let me retrim everything like this, and then I will create, let me just create it from here. I don't remember the parameterization for the original project I worked before from the renders, but I assume it was somewhere here. So okay, so this is the center. Now, how we actually build the this curved surface? Now, the cleanest way and the right way to do it is to build it as a single surface. But for that, I need 2 rails that will guide my curves. Now, as you can see, this is a hexagonal. So if I will take this one and rotate it 90 degrees, they will not match, obviously, right? So basically what I need to do to define the proper length of my rails, I need to create a circle here. So let's do that. I will go to the circle, this one, from key point, click, and well, click to the, well, any edge you actually want. Well, you know what? Actually, let me just change it a little bit. I will just start from here. Right, so because this is the actual the natural edge. So let's do it again. So center, and here we go. Okay, that's great. Now I need to move it down a little bit, so to this position, because that's where they will start. So I click on the global and hit Ctrl Alt and click, and it just snaps like this. Okay. Okay, cool. Now I will create 2. Actually, I don't even need to create the 2 curves. So what I'm gonna do is I'll use the line tool, click using Control, drag it down, select it, and in the attribute panel type 60, like this. Now I will use the arc tool. You already should be familiar with this. So I will use 2 point this time. So click, click, I'm holding Ctrl Alt, then Ctrl Alt, click again and drag. All right, so this is the character I would like to use. Now, this is under the rational flag, so it's spot on. Now I will just duplicate it and rotate it. And here it is. So obviously you might not even build this stuff yourself. You can just rotate it here and there, but I really wanted to, describe why they are, they are the same, but there is like a gap. Well, that's because, that's because of the radius of a circle. Okay, now, after we've done that, I need to create the surface. Well, and as you may imagine, I will use the profile tool again. Yes, so I'll click on this one, accept, done, click again, and build. And here we go. So this is the single span surface. It's perfect. It has a constant acceleration, so we don't have any problems with it. Now let me delete all curves and surfaces. I don't need them anymore, and I will delete all the guide curves as well, and just delete these as well, like that. And then I will intersect all the sides with these newly created surface, like this. Now let me trim it, and trim everything else. These, and these. All right, cool. Now we need to bring to create some fillets. So let's do that. So I will pick this edge because it's just straight on the view. Now I don't really need to create. Now if I would like to work from this one, I probably need to create the proper plane here to look at the proper way. But I don't want to, so just much easier to work from this one because they are identical. Now I will use fillets. My fillets will be 1.2 this time. The form factor will be 0.5, and the flow control will be default. So I click on this one. Let me build it. Flip it on the other side like this, and then project. So let me project here, and then I will trim these two, these and these. So I'm trimming it before I can build additional surface fillet, and that's because, and by the way with the same parameters, that's because I really want them to be aligned to this trimmed edge. So let's click, edge align, like that. Alright, that's pretty good. Now, as you can see, there is no problems with the form factor. That's because of a straight nature of the surfaces, so I'm not bothered that this edge align will butcher it. Now I can trim this and trim this, like this. Okay. Now I will create a couple of lines. Let me extend it a little bit, flip on the other side, like this. And then I will project. I can project from view and just project it right there. Here they go. Now this is my guide curves. I will delete these ones, original ones. I don't need them anymore. And now I basically do the same as I did before. So first of all, I will isolate this. I will delete the history. And actually I will use my curve section tool to trim this these curves like this. Like this, so it will be easier for us to define what kind of edge I'm looking for. So now create a couple blends. So we basically do the same as we did before in the previous lessons. And let me duplicate this one. I'm using duplicate curve tool. Snap it here and realign. So I'm using curve and surfaces like this. Okay. So it kind of ensures that I'll have the natural transition here. Okay, now let me push everything back. I will hide this one, project on the normal direction with a curve data factor 2, like this. Yeah, it's not accurate, that's fine. And then I will trim convert it, increase the amount of degrees along the U direction, like that. Now, probably I will delete the history for now, hide this original surface. Hide this, not just hide, but delete this curve and surface. I will reproject, and then I will use the edge align options with the edge type selected and align it to the edge. This one I will project on the normals. It gives me an option to align to the edge as well. As you can see, now we have it defined. That's cool. Right, now I'll pick this one, flip it on the other side, and create a square. Here we go. Now, as you can see, mine is already set up for curvature and the collinearity is set as well. As you can see, it's all curvature now, which is a good thing. Now, that was the first pass. Now I'll delete this, push that back, and now let me delete these curves, don't need them, and curve and surface 2, and project on the curve factor 2 as well. This probably will not be spot on, and it is not. So now what I will do is I'll do the second pass. I already described this in the previous lesson. This passes, okay. And no, I don't need this one, by the way. And actually, I will quickly redo this the same, so I realign it again to the edge, just in case, to be sure. And project on the normals to the edge. Now let's pick this, flip on the other side, and create a square, like this. Now let's delete this, go back. And as you can see, it is curvature. So now I can delete this one, don't need that anymore. Let's pick this one, flip on the other side, and trim. So I'll trim this one, trim this one. Now what's about the top? Let me pick this curve and delete it, don't need that anymore. So this is curvature, this is curvature, this is curvature. What's about this one? Let's project it. So I will use probably position float set to 0 and project. And here we go. Okay, so very simple, as you can see. Okay, cool. Now these out of the way. I actually need to delete all of this. I will project it later. So now I need to insert, to find the center here. So I'll use the insert command. Okay, this is the wrong one. Let me retrim this. Try it again. Okay, you know, it should kind of snap, but it doesn't really want to. That's fine. Sometimes this happens. Oh, what the hell is this? Just delete that. Let's try again. No. So then I will use the patch precision tool to create the isopams, and then I will use insert, but then I can hold Ctrl Alt and snap it to the center like that. Then I will trim it. Go back, check, everything cool. Now let me delete this one and flip it on the other side like that. Now I will pick all of them, and now not only these ones, but these ones as well. Everything here, and I will rotate it around, duplicate and rotate 60 degrees. So I'll set 5 because the 6th one is already here. Hit build. Okay, cool. Now let me delete the history here and let me retrim this. So let me retrim this. So this is a single curve and surface. I need 2 now, so I will need to reproject. So here, here, and here. Now trim. I don't need all of these ones anymore, so I can delete them. Let me delete it. All right. So quickly check, everything is fine, right? And now I will duplicate them again, like this. Right. So what we need to do next is we need to reproject everything on the top. So let's do that on the normal direction. So I'm just click on them. Oops. Let's try again. Like this, and trim. Okay, here we go. Now everything is curvature. Right, so we built the top part. How about the bottom part? So I don't actually need much. What I really want to do is I would like that these sides will bend inwards and basically this kind to the inner walls. Now, how am I going to do it? Well, first of all, of course, I can, create a planer here, the plane one, offset everything, project, and push it back. Or I can use another tool called the tubular flange. So there is two of them. One is a tubular flange, another one is the fillet flange. The differences between them is a fillet flange just, eats some of your surface, and the tubular goes straight from it. Now I'll pick the tubular flange. It will be a circular continuity. So the radius will be 0.2, and the length of the wall will be 8. So let me build it like this. Now, if you don't know where it is, it's somewhere in the surface. Yeah, here it is. Here they are. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's lacking curvature because this is a circular tangency, but we still have 5 degrees here, which means that you can easily realign it and create a curvature from it, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I will delete the history and then realign it like this. Go to the edge, and on this side as well. So edge, and this one is edge too. Okay. And here we go. Now we have a curvature here. It's kind of visible by the form factor. Now I'll kind of move this stuff a little bit down to really make it a little bit more circular, but I actually like this look. So let it stay like this. All right, now let me just be sure that it just actually works properly. Yeah, okay. Now I will select it and flip it. Oops, sorry. I don't need to flip. Okay, let me just do it like this. All right. Okay. Now I would like to create, now I go to the front view or to the back view, maybe here. Once again, I would like to create that. Oh, probably it doesn't really matter because I'm not sure that I really need to move CVs here. So I need to cover this. I will use the freeform blend. So click, build. So this one, edge align. The shape will be 1.5, like this. So tighten it up, making a little bit more lead in. And yeah, they just build a square, and that's supposed to be it. So let's try. So free will be curvature. And here we go. Yeah, simple as that. All right, cool. Now I need to delete. Okay, I need to ungroup it first. And then I need to delete these ones. Not sure why I need to delete that. Why I even need to delete that? I don't need to delete them. They're all fine. I'm not trimming it, right? So the only thing I can do is just kind of wrap this around and call it a day, and that's it. Okay, cool. Curvature. Everything is curvature. Cool. Now, I think the last thing which I really want to do is I would like to cut this B-side. Actually, all of this is a B-side, but yeah, I would like to cut this gap. So now what I will do is I will duplicate this surface. Let me isolate that. And then I will, actually, I don't even need to duplicate it. No, let me delete it, sorry. So I will pick this one. I will use offset, the surface offset, original, remove shrink to trim, click here, change the direction. So the offset will be 2. Now let me see where it is actually. So it's right here and the walls are right here. Yeah, that's okay. Let it be 2. Why not? Okay. Or maybe even, just maybe it's a little bit, maybe let's say 1.5. Let me check it again from the profile view. Yeah, that will do. All right. Now I will isolate this stuff, delete the history and retrim. Delete these curves, and I'll just intersect. So let me click intersect. So 1, 2, 3. So all of them basically. And let me trim it. And then let me trim these, and these. And these and these. These and these. Okay, I guess that's all of them. So they're supposed to be positional. Positional. They are positional. Okay, cool. So I will not be building fillets for these ones because this is the B side, the inner part of the model. And in practice, we rarely build any fillets there. Now let me just like this. Touch precision tools. They make the model more complex than it actually is. Yeah. Okay, guys, I think that's it for the cap. So now we have the cap. But let it like this. Here it is. Now in comparison, that was the bolt. Okay, now I will open up my logo. Here it is. And what I will do, I'll just, I will right click on the folder, select pick objects, and then just move them away like this. Now what I'm gonna do now, I would like to prepare the stage for the next lesson and basically the final lesson where we'll be merging everything together. So probably I just want to rotate this. So let me just rotate it 90 degrees. Now the tool itself, which we'll be using, can rotate stuff, but it does it somewhat unreliably. But we will talk about that in the next one. So let me just rotate it like this. And let me increase the scale of the surface. Now this surface is extremely, let me isolate it, retrim it, delete the curves and surfaces, push it back, and then I will scale it a bit like this. Now this is the reference plane and its size matters. So I guess that one will do. Yeah, okay guys, so that's it for this one, and the next one, as I mentioned, will be the last, where we will be using the new tool called Feature Modifier, and we will merge these two together. Until then.